Hello, everyone. This is Awesome Game Replays, number 11 on the Shooting Game Weekly channel. Welcome. We are covering two Taito games, two Taito beat-em-ups. Once again, more Taito madness, and this might be the end of the streak of Taito craziness on Awesome Game Replays and SCG Weekly. I think we've done this will be like the 6th or something Taito game in a row, but we are covering The Ninja Kids. Appeared in the arcades in 1990, and then we are also covering PuLiRuLa as well. Appeared in arcades in 1991, and both of these games also have ports on the Taito Memories and Taito Legends collections. Those are the Japanese and the US PS2 Taito collections. Specifically, PuLiRuLa is on the Japanese Taito Memories, and Ninja Kids is on both of them. Ninja Kids, brief a little bit about it. It's kind of like a TMNT style brawler, but you have these kind of Muppet looking ninja characters that also are kind of reminiscent of like some characters from Sesame Street as well. And PuLiRuLa is just one of these games that's super kooky, weird, and abstract, and just completely Taito all over the place. But it's gonna be awesome to check out these games, and we're gonna be taking a look at 1cc plus a scoring run. It's a scoring run in the Ninja Kids? Zuq?
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
And also a 1cc in PuLiRuLa by Chumlum, who is also joining. So we have Funkdoc, Zuq, and Chumlum joining as guests for this episode. So good to have you all here, of course.
Great to have you on here.
Yes, and so we'll be starting out with The Ninja Kids. I didn't realize it was actually called The Ninja Kids for a while, but it is in fact the.
I think it's because copyrights, because there's this cheesy 80s, early 90s family ninja comedy flick called Ninja Kids.
I see.
That might be why,
I see. But why don't we start out now? Zuq and Funkdoc, you both have a certain history with playing the Ninja Kids and appearing on MAME Action Replays together. Why don't you guys talk a bit about that?
All right, I'll go first since I did this first, so I figure that makes sense. So I had known about the Ninja Kids for an awfully long time because I discovered it was some random site that reviewed a lot of really awful games and stuff, or just plain weird ones. I think it was done by some of the OC Remix people. This is really old, like early 2000s we're talking, and they did a review of the Ninja Kids on there, and that's how I learned about that game. And once I had a computer good enough to run MAME, I tried it out, and hey, I'm actually digging the concept of this game. So I kind of just went from there to, because I was bored at some point, learning the game enough to 1cc it and go for the record and MAME Action Replay. Now, for those who are not familiar with MARP, MAME Action Replay is a high-score record site that uses MAME, and specifically certain custom versions of MAME that remove any possibility of cheats. So That's kind of a more complete leaderboard than your Twin Galaxies or what have you, arguably. So
yeah.
So I did that, and I just did the successful 1cc, and that was that. Now, my history with the game doesn't end there. When I organized my own charity marathon, well, it was a team of us, too, like Cypher and Withheld, Spooky, Min, the Team Spooky crew, because they streamed this. We did one called Kings of Poverty, which combined a mystery, like a fighting game and speedrunning mystery tournament with a mini speedrun marathon. Yeah. And I had Ninja Kids in there as just something that's kind of wacky that the spooky audience could appreciate, because they love a lot of weird games and have been known to play lots of them on their own house streams as well. So I included that in the marathon and did a donation incentive of picking my co-op partner, which ended up being Fublat, who is a strong Marvel vs. Capcom 3 player.
Oh yeah, now I remember. I did watch that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. Yeah, it was going to be Spooky at first, but then Spooky just had to stay up the whole time running the stream, and everyone just felt sorry for him. And you know what? Let's just give this to somebody else.
Yeah.
and we ended up 1CCing the game there, although with co-op it's much easier, obviously. And after that, I was also set to run that game in AGDQ, the next AGDQ after Kings of Poverty, but I ended up dropping it in order to make room for OmniGamer to speedrun Time Cop on this SNES, because that game is just on a whole other level beyond, and it had to get in the marathon.
That was the one with the digitized sprites, or the
that is correct.
The actual people sprites, yeah.
And super awesome.
Probably a good choice there.
Yep. So that's pretty much my story with this game. Now on to Zuq.
Sure.
So yeah, I've been looking for a particular ninja game back in the day, like 11 years ago or so. I've been looking for Charlie Ninja, but I didn't remember the name, and it wasn't emulated at that time. So I went through almost every game with ninja in the title, and I stumbled upon multiple games that were terrible, or games I already knew. But I noticed that, well, hey, this is a Ninja Muppet game. This is pretty amazing. So I searched the...
a Ninja Muppet game.
Yeah, a Ninja Muppet game. So I searched for MAME replays on MARP, and I've noticed, like, I played it, learned the strat, or, well, learned to abuse the thing that makes the game as fun to run as it is. And I started doing scoring runs. And after, I don't know, like 5 days or so, I got the run that I submitted that dethroned Funkdoc. And after that, I dropped the game for 11 years. So yeah, that's about it, really. There's not much more to it. It's just a fun, quirky game that grows on you.
Yeah.
Something that can also be said of PuLiRuLa, as we will see.
Yeah.
And so I guess the general concept of the Ninja Kids is that some wacky cult is summoning Satan. That's pretty much it, right?
No, not Satan. Not Satan. The Satan.
Oh, sorry. The Ninja Kids and the Satan, yeah. There's that.
Have a pretty distinct appearance, as you will see.
Like, the whole game stays true to the concept of the main characters being puppets, because even the enemy characters are caricatures of any other I don't know, gang member, cult member. It's pretty special.
So in that way, it's kind of like a comic. It's like a comic mischief style.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm on the Hardcore Gaming 101 site. The theme, they have their themes on there. It's their ninjas exclamation point is a theme, and wacky / over the top is a theme. So it's good stuff. Okay,
yeah,
so
the game doesn't take itself seriously at all.
Yeah, I love the flyer artwork too. I have it actually featured on the stream as the background, but it has these kind of like claymation, or not claymation, but these clay-looking models for the flyer art. It's pretty fascinating to see.
Yeah, the flyer is nicely done, really.
So yeah, why don't we get into your Ninja Kids, the Ninja Kids, all replay, and with a 3 million point score. Now was Funkdoc's run a scoring run at all on MARP?
It was to some extent.
Okay.
I think it is still. This is the world revision, so we both are still listed on MAME, last I checked.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's get into it then. So I shall do a countdown, 3, 2, 1, go, and we will go. The Ninja Kids, 1990 arcade by Taito. 3, 2, 1. Oh, soda interjection.
There we go.
The Satan interjection. All right. Soda pop, soda machine. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
Oh, I like that. Like how the Taito letters flew in. I haven't seen that before.
Yep. So
yeah,
here you can see the Muppet
sadly.
book.
Yeah, and sadly I skip all the intro scenes between stages, and those are pretty amazing as well.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. This game is well worth pausing just to see those scenes. It's a lot like Bad Street Brawler, if any of you know that game. That's a lot of the reason to play the game right there. So yeah, you can see some rather questionable looking enemies here. I'm a bit concerned about the Or I could see, the blackface thing being problematic for people. Welcome to Japan in the early 90s.
90s? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty touchy, I'd say, but still. Also, those gang member enemies, typical mobsters, flying around, stomping on you. There's a special animation when you get flattened, but you don't get to see that because basically I pick up a power-up and just own the guy. But yeah, scoring, since this is a scoring replay, so you get points for defeating enemies, what's pretty normal, right? You get also point pickup items, and you get points for picking up health items upon full health. But the biggest chunk of your score comes from the magic stuff, those little ninja scrolls up in the left corner. I've got 9 of them now. And if at the end of the stage, I don't know how much exactly does it give, but the more you have them, naturally, the more points you'll receive. So I go through the game without any use of magic at all.
Gotcha.
Also, as you can see, there's some variation with the normal enemies here, even the palette swaps. Like, those orange shirt versions of those guys throw knives, as do those white shirts, and then the other ones we saw at the start of the game don't.
Yeah. So the first boss is coming up. I'm being a greedy muppet. I'm picking up health with reckless abandon, and it pays off because, well, it gives points. So 11 scrolls at the end of the first stage is pretty decent, although there was a run I had with, I think, 14, but I didn't manage to record it. And the point difference is rather significant.
How do you get scrolls?
It's a random drop from destroyable objects, just random. So if you don't get like a high enough amount of scrolls within a stage, if you want to push the score higher, you might as well reset. So this is the main mechanic of the game. You see the red Muppet jumping around and basically being annoying, and seems really dumb because the enemy can't hit you at all. But yeah, this is how the game works. The red ninjas, because the ninja kids, jump attack gives him a tremendous amount of invulnerability frames. So if you're able to maintain jump attack with just a couple frames in between, you're almost invulnerable to anything.
And now we see Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Ku Klux Klan, and this is where the game gets real.
Oh man.
Yeah. The climb sequence is pretty special as well. Ku Klux Klan members throwing random stuff at you. Pay attention to the faces on the paintings. It's wacky as the whole game. Also spiders.
Yeah.
And you can't kill the spiders, so...
This is just crazy. I've never seen this before.
This is the reaction everyone has to the game. Also, Popeye muscle duo with the poses, because that's a thing.
They make you watch it for a while.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, this game came out in 1990, and the graphics are really good for the time. Albeit it's a different style than like Final Fight and everything after, but the animations and like the hit style animations are superb. Like, it really, like, everything plays into this whole wacky adventure. This is basically what Taito is known for, creating these wacky worlds, wacky otherworldly stuff, and they're pretty good at it.
Yep, there's a reason they're my favorite game developer of all time, probably from the 80s up through the late 90s or so. Just so many hidden gems out there. Now we get to the Klansmen / cultists, and also totally not Saddam Hussein throwing Molotov cocktails. The Saddams aren't really that hard to deal with, I find. They take a few hits before you can just infinite loop them. That's another thing worth mentioning is when enemies have like a high amount of health, every other hit they'll just like become invincible and not get stopped. But then every other hit, like you hit them once, they flash, then you hit them again, then they're in hit stun and it stops their attack, and there's no invincibility on that. When you get any enemy, including bosses, down to low health, that's when you can just constantly hit them and cause the hit stun and combo them. They lose their armor, to borrow a fighting game term, at that point.
Yeah. Also, if you notice the doors, I usually open them with a dash, because you can dash in the game. Maybe not dash, but ninja roll or whatever. It's because you gain some amount of invulnerability, and some of those doors contain fires, and it's random which one of them has fire in it. So if you evasive roll through them, you're able to not receive any damage, and you're quite safe. Although sometimes those little fireball dudes run out of the fires, and they are able to hit you if the door is on the far left or the far right.
So why do you want to open the door?
Point items, power-ups.
I see.
Okay, so we might as well cover power-ups. So there's this ninja figure with a couple lines next to it, and this gives you, it turns you into a human fireball, just zooming across the screen. You're invulnerable during it, and it deals damage almost every frame. I think it's every frame to enemies. What else? Time stop, it's the clock. It just stops time, and everyone stops moving, including big enemies. And I want to say bosses, but I never actually tested it. And finally, there's this formation of fireballs around you, one at the top, one at the bottom, one on the left, one on the right. And that's pretty decent as well, because it damages enemies every frame, but you are not invulnerable during that power-up. So, oh, this is the one. I just got it. So sometimes, for example, the pub guys will be able to roll over you, and you'll receive damage.
Also, the power-ups are random to a certain extent, are they not?
Yeah. Every drop is random from what I understand. Although
interesting.
But I never gave like too much thought about it. I just assumed, well, basically I assumed it was, because there is no consistency about them. Like, I was able to receive 14 or 15 ninja scrolls on stage 1, and sometimes I don't even get 9.
Ooh.
Yeah.
By the way, trying to remember, I was going to ask something here, and then I suddenly forgot what it was. Oh yeah, the dash. The dash is invincible and hits enemies. Am I correct in remembering that?
Yeah.
Yep. And the neat thing with this game, which I assume you'll probably see later at some point, there's a certain boss where I found it really helpful, at least, is you can not only dash left and right, you can dash upward and downward in this game as well, and it has the same properties.
Oh, cool.
I haven't used it that much though. I might have used it in my earlier run, but I wasn't able to actually review my previous run of the game once before I got this one, so I went in and just got it, like within a day or two.
Oh, interesting, because I always found myself having to use it on the ninja boss with the million clones myself.
Yeah, and that's the boss I actually had a lot of problems now, and that's probably why. Like, I totally forgot about the roll or the dash.
Oh, there's a check and pop on the background graphic there.
I think there's a couple cameos throughout the game. Also notice the zombie enemies having stitches on top of their heads.
Ew.
And being hunchbacks at the same time. Yeah, the game goes to extreme lengths to actually seem really, really cool about detail.
Now, when the ninja kids die, do they explode like they're deflating like the enemies do? Or,
no.
Because the ninja kids themselves look like a Pinocchio or like a doll type character.
Yeah, during the character selection screens, they even have strings attached to them actually, and they lie around until you pick them, as if they were dolls.
So like in that way, that's what separates them from the Muppets and stuff. And,
yeah,
it's interesting, distinct.
You literally control them.
Meanwhile,
I get it.
Rocksteady with a mask.
Like, there's not much to the game once you learn to use the jump attack.
So to do that, you're just jumping and pressing attack. Is that it, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. That's about it.
That's
and once you play the Red Muppet and you try to play the game with other characters, you'll quickly quit because they're terrible compared to him.
Yeah, the
I-
problem in this game is that they forgot to balance all the other characters with the Shuriken one, because all the other characters use melee attacks, and yet they do the exact same damage as Red Man here, so that's why they're irrelevant.
And he's the number one selection. Was that right, or I forget?
By far the red guy. Like I said, only character in this game, basically.
I meant on the character select screen. Is he the first one on the
No,
left?
no.
third one.
I thought
He's the
blue
third
was
one
the-
from the. He's the third one from the right. First one is blue,
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
Yeah.
And
So
poor Bert is last.
These are like old. These are like old man hunchback zombies. Like it's like the most fodder enemy.
to tell you the truth, they are pretty dangerous once you allow them to roam about and just combo you. Like, if you don't deal them with them fast, it can get pretty nasty. So, this boss. Because we didn't discuss any of the bosses apart from mentioning that it's a werewolf for the first one and totally missing the second one that was a stationary fireball demon thing.
You could, yeah,
But
that was going.
This guy, okay, so this guy can hit you with those grappling claws on the sides, and you just want to plane shift with the jump to actually make him a useless piece of technology, so to say. Once you deal enough damage, the one claw gets destroyed, then the other, and then he just goes into this I jump way faster than I shoot mode, but since you're jumping around, being invulnerable, he can't do anything to you. So then you just switch from plane shifting with jumps to just jumping left and right with small hops, and you just destroy him.
Yep, so as you notice, you want to avoid when he stomps the ground. That's when you get hit, like an earthquake kind of attack that you'll see in various games.
Yep. Okay, so this this stage's boss is the only boss that actually gives people some trouble, I guess.
Yep, I hated this guy.
Yeah. He's really annoying. He has many clones. Because the stage is pretty short and really, really easy, but the boss itself actually annoys me and apparently Funkdoc as well.
And another thing, I don't think we ever mentioned that rescuing hostages gives you random power-ups as well.
Yeah, it's power
That's the
ups.
thing.
Yeah, so you want to destroy everything as soon as possible if you're playing for score, because if you get food, you get points. So, and that's pretty obvious for a beat 'em up. So yeah, there's another similar section coming up to the one we had on stage 2 with the building climb. We're gonna climb a zeppelin with random stuff dropping on us and ninjas. So
The clouds.
I messed up a little bit because if you get to the excuse me, if you get to the left corner as soon as possible and just stay on top of the screen, nothing can hit you. So you should be able to do the section without getting hit at all.
Oh, I didn't know that was the trick, actually. I always struggle with that part. Thanks.
Yeah, if you need to get there like super fast though, and the random dropping enemies and bombs can't mess you up.
Alright.
But it's doable. Okay, so this is the boss. I totally forgot this strat, and I will hit the time limit actually.
Oh.
Because there's a time limit in the game, and after you exceed it, you basically get bum rushed by these red fire bat demons, which we'll see them really soon.
Awesome.
So ninja kids die normally, and then they come back in a fireball explosion. Because, well, every one of them comes in a different explosion because they harness the power of different elements. The red one is fire, naturally.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and since I'm conserving the scrolls and not using magic at all, there's a couple levels of magic similar to Golden Axe. Like, if you have above, I don't know the exact numbers, but the animation is different for each and every one of them. And the highest one, I think, uses 5 scrolls and deals the most damage. But to tell you the truth, they don't speed up the boss kills by that much, from what I noticed.
One quick question I had: does hitting the boss while he's on the kite actually do damage to him? I was never sure of that part.
It does.
Good.
But you get overwhelmed with the clones really fast if you actually try to get to him, because he drops the bombs and the clones rush you, so it's not that useful. I think I do it like once or twice. The whole fight here goes totally awful. Like, it's shambles at this point. I wasn't even certain I'd want to see this. Funkdoc said that you had this strat with the dash on him.
Yeah, I just use it in some places where you use the jump attack because it just seemed like it would kind of move farther and be less vulnerable to getting punished in your recovery like a jump can be in this game.
Yeah. And that's the part I actually missed, because now I remember doing it in my previous run. But this is the hardest boss. And not because he himself is super dangerous, it's because of the clones at the start of the fight. And I'm sorry, but I mistook this one for some other run I did. We didn't see the timeout bats. Fun fact about the bats, you can actually abuse the invulnerability you gain with the jump attack to nullify their attack, but their timing is not consistent at all. So they do come at random intervals, so sometimes you get boned by them. And once you drop to the ground, they can almost immediately attack you.
So these guys are zombies from earlier.
Yeah.
The Popeye guys.
Yeah, now they're zombies. And the crow, now we'll see the best enemy in the game.
Yes. Wasn't this supposed to be a reference to some other Taito game, I thought?
Sure. I'm not certain. But it probably is.
Actually, I think I remember reading that, I forget if it's these or the Hunchback zombies. One of them is supposed to be like a Ninja Warriors parody, in a sense. I think I heard that before.
I don't know much about like backstory and reference to the game, so I can't help you, but maybe someone in the chat knows something. I don't know. But yeah, so one thing about this section, you can actually milk those crawling zombie house corpses, but it's rather dangerous to do so, because you can get easily hit, and if you get messed up here, the chances for you to actually want to see this become like a lot smaller. Because usually I get here with like 1 or 2 lives. I never got hit here with a no miss.
Oh, really? Okay. So it's still challenging, even though you're using Akame, the red guy.
It's an easy game to learn and to get decent at it, and consistent with 1cc's, but it's, despite all the stuff that we abuse in the runs, it's not something that is super easy. It's easy once you actually learn it. So
okay, that's interesting.
Although playing with anybody besides the Red Ninja probably makes it a little bit different story.
Yeah. It's a completely different game, and it actually gets really hard. Because the hit style implementation in this is rather terrible. So you get bum rushed really quickly. So you can pull one of these guys, actually. You don't have to fight them two at all, but I scroll the screen too far. If you scroll the screen at the very top and pull just one guy and pull him back, that way you can actually fight them one by one. And this makes it easier, although they gave me decent patterns and I kept them away. And they didn't roll around too much. I think the roll is their most dangerous attack.
Yeah.
Plus the most neat looking because it flattens you. Okay, skeletons.
Yep, so here we go with the final boss room.
And skeletons are really, I don't know, non-existent with the red guy because they don't get to do anything. With the other characters, they will destroy you. Like, because, well, the key thing here is that the red guy disposes of them rather quickly, and the other guys attack melee, so the skeletons actually overcrowd them. So, the final boss. What's actually fun and makes this the easiest boss, except the first one, I think, is that your jump attack invulnerability actually destroys the projectiles he throws out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Absorbing the attacks, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty cheap.
It's broken beyond belief, as you can see.
Okay, he got one out there.
Yeah, but
Funny.
I forget to actually jump up and down, because if you just plane shift with the jumps, he can't do much to you. But I'm like, I don't know, I'm being dumb.
Yeah.
And that's my thing though. So he has a couple attacks that are actually dangerous. He has lightning bolts he sends out with his finger across the room, and that thing actually can hit you if you're on the same plane, and it's really dangerous. The little balls are annoying as fuck if you can't dispose of them. And he has this elbow attack or something that basically hits you. But you're able to nullify two of his most dangerous attacks, so he just has the elbow to hit you with.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's about it.
The
So,
resurrection of Satan was checked.
That's the game.
Yep, I was really digging the graphical effect in the Satan fight, where the screen just gets wavier and wavier as his health gets lower. The little touches like that are things that you get in these Taito games that just really help make them for me.
Oh yeah.
That-
Effects.
And the credits are pretty strong as well.
As expected.
Just cartwheeling away.
Yeah. Not so politically correct enemies.
It was a different time.
Indeed. And I'm actually really, really digging that soundtrack in this. Like, the tunes are literally taken from a kids cartoon show or even the Muppets at times, but they're really catchy. Like, you spend like when you run this, you spend half of your time humming the themes, which gets annoying after a while, but you still do it.
All right.
I refuse to do Ninja Clowns
Ninja
next.
Clowns? What the
Yes,
Ever.
yes. Ban System 11 for ever even hinting at that.
I'm not touching that game ever again. I touched it once enough.
Oh no.
I discovered Ninja Clowns when I was just going through one day where I was just playing every main game with Ninja in the title, and I eventually happened upon that one. Not good times.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yikes.
Never again. So yeah, that's the run.
Yeah, very good, very good. And you threw that together, as of course, recently for the episode. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
It was fun to watch. Okay. Well, anything else to say about the Ninja Kids before we move on to PuLiRuLa?
I think it's a simple game, and thanks to the bug abuse with the invulnerability while jumping, it's rather easy to 1cc, but it's really fun to play. And even if you don't like the gameplay or think it's really boring, or if you think the bug is game breaking and you won't enjoy it, just play through it once to actually see all the quirks and little neat features that are always there in Taito games. Like, it's a hidden gem that's worth playing, even for the pixel art alone.
Yep, and remember, this game actually is available on a US console. The PS2 Taito Legends, I believe it's Volume 1, I want to say, has this.
Yeah, I believe so. Or if it's, I have the game right here. Maybe it's on the back.
Yep.
But yeah. Oh.
Legends 1 and 2 are both just fantastic as well for all sorts of other games that they have. Really quality lineups, both of them. I'm especially fond of 2 for having Darius Gaiden and G. Darius, my favorite shmups of all time. So my favorite games of all time, period.
They're really great collections. Okay, all right. Well, let's move on to PuLiRuLa. Pretty infamous game for just being completely whacked out.
Yes.
I'd say whacked out maybe 2 or 3 times more than the Ninja Kids.
That's about accurate, I'd say. And it's very much a different spirit of wacky, as you will soon find out.
Yes. Basically, things just happen because they happen in a lot of cases in the game.
It's trippy, to say the least.
So yeah, this one came just a year or so after in arcades, 1991. Is co-op as well, and brief little part of the story takes place in a wonderland called Radish Land, and basically the flow of time is disrupted by someone. I guess someone takes the time key, and when this person takes the time key, they start like corrupting the towns and stuff like this, and turning like the townspeople into like these robots and various odd enemies, and you go through each stage or town, restoring the time flow, and it's also represented in wonderful English in the game as well. This game has really good English.
Are we going to be seeing this on the English or Japanese version?
I think English.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll have to bring up one of the especially memorable parts of the game that gets cut out in the US, but we'll get there.
Ah, yes.
Just show like an image after or something maybe.
Well, we can inspire the imagination. Maybe that'd be better. I don't know. Do you want to preface your run at all, Chum? This is going to be a 1cc by Chumlum here.
I mean, I'm just here as the last kind of second effort. So my run is just a basic clear. There's nothing special to it.
Yeah.
I played this game for like 2 days, just wanting to have a 1cc, and I'm pretty bad at video games, so please no bully.
Don't listen to Chum.
Well, no, I don't really play beat 'em ups that much, is the thing.
Yeah, true.
But regardless, you got a 1cc here, and
Yeah.
it's a pretty short game as well. I mean, pretty much
Very cool game.
same length, and I don't know. It's
Chum,
just...
your 1cc is really solid, actually.
Maybe it's a very cool game. Just very, very, very good looking for its time. It's just mind blowing that a game this good looking was made in the early 90s. It's just very, very good art.
Yeah, what struck me off like really is that it's from 91 and the pixel art just looks like a anime cartoon.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's very cartoony in that respect.
And it's just very creative too with all the anime designs and everything. Just very imaginative. And it's not like really that like just kind of lol XD random style. It's very cute, but also
I'd say it's really consistent with what it does with the enemies.
Yeah, it has a consistent like imaginative spirit.
Yeah, the enemies are really random, but at the same time, their style is consistent. Like, they fit well together.
Yeah.
And you're not surprised when a new enemy shows up or a boss. They might be random, but still. It's a really cool game.
Yeah.
It's random, but it feels like it makes sense within the context of the game, kind of.
I'd agree.
Exactly.
All right, and then in the game, the characters are Zach and Mel, a boy and girl character, and they are given a invented magic stick in order to defend their town from an old man. I believe it's the uncle of them. And in this replay, Chumlum plays Mel, the girl. So, all right, we're ready to go into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. PuLiRuLa. I mean, we just had to, do this game. I mean, because it is what it is. I mean, people have to see it. So.
And it actually fits well with Ninja Kids before. So.
It does. Okay, are we ready, Soda?
Yes.
Awesome. And, okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Leave me to do it was one of the English lines there. Leave me to do it.
Yeah.
So This game has the similar kind of theme to Ninja Kids with the Ninja Kids bosses, I should say, with normal people being turned into all these wacky monsters, except here it's people and animals with like all enemies and bosses.
Yeah.
And you pick up the animals for points, of course.
Yeah, basically, I ignore scoring altogether because I noticed that it made my runs go a lot worse. Like, my runs would take much longer, and I would take a lot of hits because I was trying to score, so I just stopped doing it. So you won't see that in this one, but it's actually like a pretty cool system where you get more points the further the animal runs across the screen, and if it runs, like if you kill an enemy all the way to the side of the screen, then if the hitbox of the animal, half of the hitbox goes off screen, then you get max points for collecting the other half of the hitbox. So it's very easy to lose the max points when you go for scoring.
I do kind of like that system, though.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool system, but like you have to kill enemies 1 or 2 at a time all the time, and then not touch another enemy and just try to collect the animals at max value and then continue. So it becomes very slow.
Now, you have different kinds of attacks as well. Would you like to describe them? And just
there's
as well?
3 different types of attacks. It's basically just a spectrum of how fast is the attack and how big is the hitbox of the attack. So usually you'll probably use just your regular attack, very fast but small hitbox. And then there's one that's very slow with a bigger hitbox and one that's in between. And when you're jumping, you can only do the normal attack.
Nope. You can actually, it's a programming oversight, but you're able to do the down attack during jump. But it does the attack, but it immediately brings you to the ground. You drop like a rock.
Oh, okay.
And the hitbox extended.
Oh, okay.
I probably never noticed that then. And I find just that the regular jump attacking is very effective because, you know, it's a beat 'em up. So if you're not like directly aligned with the enemy, they might ignore you, but you can still hit them. So jump attacking is really...
Yeah, the gameplay is really similar to early Konami beat 'em ups as to being jump attack the game, basically. Okay, so...
Nice boss.
Like, yeah.
What do we even say about this?
So, okay, I'll start with the boss first. You can actually stun lock the boss, bring him off screen with your regular combo, let him come back again. And
Wait, him or her?
Yeah.
Just to clarify here.
I don't know. Let's okay. Okay.
I would say her. I would say her.
Okay, it's a she.
Yes.
So you can stun lock the boss, and you can move him all the way off screen, because once you do a full combo with your basic attack, because there's actually a third stronger hit if you hit an enemy thrice at the end. So you're able to do that combo. The boss gets pushed back. You close the distance because he's trying to do his I-beam attack, and you're able to do that until you get him off screen. And then you just have to move to the upper plane, let him fire off the attack and get back on the screen, because apparently he gets pushed back so far that you're unable to hit him.
Meanwhile, welcome to peak PuLiRuLa. This stage is where the game shows its true form. So that door with the pink elephant coming out of it, in the Japanese version, there are a woman's legs coming out of the 2 doors on the sides of the middle one.
Wearing red stockings, I believe, as well.
Yep.
And
meanwhile, a Japanese nun who is, well, just wait and see. Yep, she actually hits you with that.
The tongue,
yeah.
So these enemies are very troublesome, but for that part, they're pretty easy to keep in check. But they will make some return. They will make a return in the later levels and be much harder. Those kind of green motorbike things.
Yeah, on stage 3, they're a nightmare.
Yep, and you're gonna have to stare at this big sumo ass for the boss fight as well. Because here it is.
And the face on that is just so derpy too, on the left.
This boss is you can do this boss pretty safely if you want to, but the thing is, it's gonna take you so long that you'll hit the time limit and you'll take a hit if you let the time run out.
Yeah.
So I try to just get in 2 hits per between each attack, like one hit with the down attack and then 1 jump attack.
Yeah, it's nice because you can move on the vertical plane when you're jumping,
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice. You're doing like a little run by jump. In the
Yeah, you can do that sometimes. Like you just learn the attack pattern and you can recognize when it's safe to do that. I do it a little extra safe just to be just to be safe. I know the time limit is pretty lenient.
Yeah, it's somewhat of a shame we don't have the sound effects for this video, but I believe you hear like a clip clapper sound effect when he's moving around here. And some of the enemies, one of those enemies earlier, like the sound effects are really nice. So you definitely got to play this if you're watching this. If you don't, well, it's too bad. Ooh, he falls flat and then turns back into an assuming guy.
I'd say the next stage is where the game gets pretty tricky, especially if you don't have any strategies. You're gonna get beaten up on this stage. So I just memorized a lot of strategies for each part of this stage just to make sure I could stay safe. Remember what all the enemy spawns and all that.
Yes. So you hear the sound effect there of basketball bouncing when those guys are doing that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Ding, ding, ding. So funny.
These scorpions are annoying.
Yeah, you need to take them out really fast, or
so you use the down attack there to lower the hitbox attack to get them because they're a bit lower.
Yeah, the funny thing is
extend the hitbox. You can hit them either way. If you don't extend the hitbox, they will hit you first.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and you can't stand on top of them. If you actually try to hit them or you stand on top of them from up close, your hitbox gets past theirs.
Here, these guys, I despawn them because they're too hard to deal with. You can just kind of run around like this for a while.
I see. They get run out of fuel, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's
a good explanation.
They're too random to
actually up with this
dispose of.
Kill all these enemies most of these enemies really fast.
Yeah. Bamboo shoot guys. Like what? It's just what are they?
What? Just what?
Yep. This game.
Well, there's always these robots. They're pretty normal, I guess.
So the robots are the most normal thing. Yes.
But jumping strats with the bamboos, what was pretty nice. Like the way I did it was way too random.
This witch is cute.
Yeah, she's cool.
I wonder if this game was released before. That witch reminds me of something in another game. I don't know if it's Cotton or.
Well, Fairyland Story had a witch character from Taito.
Oh.
So maybe it's a nod to that Fairyland Story. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I messed up there.
Ooh. It's kind of depressing to see her get hurt like that. She's like in pain.
I don't think I've used any magic yet, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because here's like a pumpkin. You can spawn these pumpkins, and sometimes you can get magic out of them. Sometimes you get life.
Did the pumpkin appear just because you walked in that area, or does it always?
I think you have to move in a certain spot to get the pumpkins.
Okay, yeah. Here's an exploit. Eh?
Usually they're not that hidden, but like sometimes you might miss one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a beat 'em up version of Ghouls and Ghosts series in that regard. Finding the treasure chests.
This boss, if you don't fight him at the bottom like this fire is gonna move around and make your life a misery. But I've used this boss like this.
Yeah, the boss is really, really hard if you don't survive.
Yeah, the fire, it has a mind of its own.
With most of the bosses, well, maybe not the first 3 ones, but after that, with most of the bosses, you really just need to have a consistent strategy, which usually involves some kind of abuse or repetitive, just doing the same thing.
The Rabbit Geppetto guy, as I mentioned previously during the talk, if you don't abuse him, he's gonna jump all over you and camp you, and you're gonna have a bad time.
Impossible. Oh yeah, here my game soft locked here, but I managed to to escape the soft lock. It was pretty weird. I had never seen this before here, I think.
Oh, I see. We're waiting here.
So I was speeding up me, just trying to.
I didn't know that was possible to soft lock this game.
Yeah, I guess it didn't soft lock though, because there was an enemy off screen that I killed like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's the pup. And you have some odd perspective backgrounds here due to the time being warped, I suppose.
kind of like German expressionism. Well, not really, maybe.
Oh god, look at that background there.
It's like, what the fuck?
I feel like this game and JJ Squawkers must have had some real art nerds in charge of this aspect of it, because both definitely have that element to it.
Definitely. I don't know that many games like that, but those two definitely apply.
Now there's supposed to be like one leader, one is there, or something like that makes them all go.
I can't really remember how that works, but if you hit the flowers one at a time, you can get more points. But I didn't care.
Mm-hmm. There's those basketball guys with the shooting like pop rocks or whatever, something at you. They're jerks.
These knights are very hard to deal with.
Yeah, the knights suck.
I didn't really develop a good strategy for them.
You can actually stun-lock them with the downward attack, and they won't come close to you, even the spear ones.
But can't they hit further than your attack?
No.
Oh, okay, because I did this jump attack instead, which but not only. This is safe here.
Okay. Oh, cool.
He's flicking. That's the booger flicker guy.
Yeah, but then it's not worth the effort of trying to get through this without magic.
Yeah, this is one of those screens that's actually pretty annoying, I'd say.
Yeah.
And one cool thing about the knights, especially the spear ones, because the sword and the board ones can retaliate. If you get inside their hitbox and just do the regular punch, they can't do anything to you.
Oh.
But it's not that safe of a strat, I'd say, because first you need to get inside their hitbox, and while you're doing that, they can own you pretty fast.
There's childish design on this boss, but you know, it's PuLiRuLa.
He's phallus, man.
This fight was really bad too. This was probably the worst fight of the run.
This guy's awesome though. Like his attacks are great. He just like freaking pokes you. It's great.
Yeah.
He always tries to jump at you too.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to avoid that. And, I kind of use the time given to you to do the jump attack thing.
Well, let's be frank. The stick you with a dick attack he does, it's actually proximity based, from what I've noticed. And if you plane shift to the top and outrange him, he'll just plane shift after you, and you can safely jump, hit him, and then just plane shift again downwards or upwards, depends on when you were. And you can just continue to play catch me game with him all the time, and he won't attack you even once.
Oh, yeah, there was the poke right there. He gets you.
A
poke.
This comes out of nowhere.
Ooh.
That's why I bait him around like this.
Yeah, it'd be funny if they like added some like mosaic censoring to him or something. No need though. I mean, it's a tribal phallus.
Here's a bonus stage. It's a pretty weird place to have a bonus stage right before the last.
This is a pretty random bonus stage.
Yeah, you just sit in one spot and spam the attack button, and you should be getting most of the fishes.
Yeah, these are the reverse mermaids, I believe. Something like that. Yeah. Human legs and the fish.
I actually missed a lot of them. Normally I would get more.
Sometimes, yeah, it's hard to get them all.
Yeah, and they always give max points. 3 points.
Okay.
This stage is a lot harder than the other 5.
Yeah.
So that's why I save up my magic, so I can use magic for a lot of parts of this stage.
Then you got like some MC Escher type artwork or something back there.
Oh yeah, this might be the most interesting stage in terms of art design. There's just a lot of things going on in the backgrounds.
Yeah, I like how they just like kind of plop that part of the background into the foreground as if you could walk in there. It's just like kind of hanging over. It's good.
Oh yeah, and like about the magic, like you really want to plan where you want to use the magic and not use the magic as a last resort if like one part's going badly, because then you kind of wasted that magic.
Oh god, it's just magic.
Microwave
Yeah,
man. You can't hide from them.
If you're like on one screen and you defeated like half the enemies and then you use the magic, then that was just a waste. So best to plan every place you want to use it.
Yeah, because most of the magic actually clears the whole screen, right?
Yeah.
From what I noticed.
Yeah.
Only the health of the random animals is somewhat weak, I'd say. All the other ones.
The girl has one spell that you can use on a boss that if you use it to get the last hit on a boss, you get like lots of points. But when you actually get that magic, seems completely random. So I have no idea how reliable that is.
This is not too far away from like the hardest screen in the whole game. The one with the 3 nights, right?
Yeah, that should be pretty soon. This is like halfway through the stage, so I think there's one more screen after this, and then the screen after that is the hard one. I think that was how it was.
All the enemies in this game remind me of stuff you'd see in like the Mother series, as well.
Oh yeah, it might have been an influence there.
In particular, a few of them.
Despawn these guys first, then you can fight these rather easy enemies after.
I call them like the Snuffleupagus guys.
Here's the hard screen. No wait, after you defeated this witch.
Yeah.
Isn't there like
That's the
2
hard
nights coming up or something?
There's like 3 of them.
3 nights.
And lots of other enemies as well. It's just way too hard.
Yeah, the sprite work is so amazing. Yeah, these guys in particular reminded me of what they call like particle bomb guys in Earthbound. But they had the tie and some of the enemies in Magic in particular. Yeah.
There we go.
Good stuff.
Now it's just bosses left, and
then we just it's like the graphics just turn into garbage, and then you fall down. It's so great.
kind of Alice in Wonderland-ish, maybe.
I always love that. It's like, just walk over here. Oh, you're going down there.
Here, I'm getting this guy stuck up here. So.
Oh, nice.
Once again, lots of abuse to play this game is necessary. Because finding this guy normally is just.
This guy's a jerk normally.
Yeah, I don't know how it's supposed to be done, other than this, or a variation of this.
Was he drinking too? I think there's a sprite over there who is taking a swig. He's drunk.
Wow.
Yeah, he's drunk.
He sure moves like he's drunk.
Yeah, that animation's very quick, but it's there every time when he rushes forward. Trying to hide it.
That
Globe
life,
Man.
I guess I should have spared that life buff.
I love Globe Man. He should be in like lots of other games, in my opinion.
Yeah, I find this room to be really cool with all the eyeballs.
Yeah, it's cool.
This is very easy. You're just baiting back and forth, and it's very easy to avoid this fact.
He seems so cheerful. Like he's got.
Yeah,
like,
he's so happy. How could he be a bad man?
Globe Man. I like his pants in particular.
He does a different attack when he drops his head, so it's a very good indicator of what he's gonna do.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that's not the end.
This last fight is much harder. I'd say this is the hardest, but I mean it's still not that bad.
It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
Basically, he makes these rings, and you have to quickly determine if you're gonna jump into the ring or move under the ring, which can be pretty confusing. Sometimes it's very easy to see, like if the ring is low, you're gonna jump into it. But if it's kind of high, but you're not sure.
There's a few different heights, I believe.
Yeah, there's many different heights. Like that one. See, I was not sure if I was supposed to jump.
See
that one.
It was the big one, yeah. The top of the high one.
and it's a it's a pretty long, repetitive fight. But then towards the end, it changes things up a bit.
It's a good fight. I like it.
It's very cramped.
Yeah. In this in this first room where you didn't fight here before. Did you fight here in this room?
You fought the first boss.
Okay,
Yeah.
You did fight.
So there is kind of like a continuity.
Yeah, once he moves the finger to his face, you're able to hit him. Like, he won't attack after.
Let's see.
So now I'm almost dead. But,
close. Very
Okay,
close.
Towards the end like this, you want to have him bait him to the sides to give yourself room to avoid this fire attack.
Nice. Bait him from the far right to the far left.
Yeah.
Seems good.
Otherwise, you just die.
No space. One more hit.
My space and no space.
Yeah. Oh, one more. There we go.
GG.
Sorry, forgive me. I was possessed.
Just mashing through the dialogue.
Well, there goes the story.
Yeah. Well, it's very
You get the time. You get all the time keys and whatever.
Yeah.
But I do like that one stage where it floods because it was a desert before, and then you restore the time, so all the water pushes you into the next stage. It's pretty cool.
Oh, for sure.
And yeah, people are normal again and stuff.
Should also be mentioned that if you play as the player 1, the guy, he has a really, really cool walk cycle.
Oh yeah, he does like a strut with like his arms kind of.
It's one of the best walk cycles.
It's good. I like how big the sprites are. I always like how big the sprites are and
This
how
is also
detailed they were.
nice effects with the sunsets.
Oh, that was cool. Now, in the soundtrack of this game, there is a song for a missing stage. Actually, 2 missing stages. So it seems like the
credit still has the legs there.
Yeah, the credit has the legs. But it seems like those 2 stages that didn't make it in, I believe it's there's a cloud stage which was unused, and something else. But it seems like perhaps this game was rushed maybe a little bit, and you can kind of see on the overworld map maybe there was some room for some other stages. I thought there was 2 unused. Maybe it's just the one. Oh yeah, I think it's just that one stage, but yeah. Maybe it was a bit rushed. I mean, it happens with these old arcade games, so who knows kind of what stuff was
The
about
bonus
it.
stage seems like a easy enough indicator if a beat 'em up was rushed most of the time. Most of the bonus games in beat 'em ups always give you like additional health or 1-ups, and this one just does nothing. Similar to the one Night Slashers from Data East. Like, you have 2 bonus stages and they just give points. And for example, if you take Ninja Baseball Batman, Undercover Cops, those bonuses give you 1-ups if you complete them. So maybe that's why.
Yeah. In any case, I'm glad it came out. I mean, this game, it's so awesome. I mean,
it's definitely a game.
It is a game.
But in all seriousness, both of those games have amazing art style, especially if you consider that they were made like early 90s.
Yeah, Ninja Kid seems really fun too, from what I can see, and the PuLiRuLa is actually fun to play. Like, it's not just to play for the style, like it's actually a fun game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it definitely is. Like, both of them are fun games.
Very, very simple, but it doesn't have to be complex to be fun.
Yeah, I find it interesting that beat 'em ups tend to be some of the most theme-heavy games, if you will, and it makes sense to me because to like your typical player going into an arcade, beat 'em ups all tend to look the same. It's a superficially very simple, samey genre, so I think there was pressure to, after a while, to come up with other avenues besides just the game itself to make it stand out. And so that's how you get things like this.
I guess that's why games with like well-known characters tend to be the most popular too, like Simpsons and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff. Those are always more popular.
I think it's the IP that actually works for them. Like the general arcade goer or the kids at, I don't know, at a quick stop or whatever, they just know those characters, so they will play those games. And I guess this is why all of those games were huge hits. Like if you look at the games that were popular, especially in the beat 'em up genre, like the ones that are considered actually good and great games by people that do play those, are not the same games most people mention in their top beat 'em ups.
Right.
Final Fight stands out to me as potentially like one of the big exceptions to that compared to your Ninja Turtles or other stuff like that from back in the day.
Yeah, I have to agree, because Final Fight was the first, let's call it the Capcom style, with heavy hit stun, hit stop, and all the mechanics, like comboing throws into your punches. Like, for a game that was released early in the beat 'em up life cycle, it clearly revolutionized the whole genre.
Yep, and without Final Fight, we never have Violent Storm, and that's just not a world I even want to imagine.
Indeed.
Okay, I didn't really realize Final Fight was the one that really set the standard on all of them. That's pretty cool.
And the guy that made Final Fight went on to make World Warrior, Street Fighter 2. And
oh, wow.
Another revolution in video games that still persists to this day.
It's pretty incredible.
Because to me, Street Fighter 1 just doesn't exist. We instantly went to 2.
I mean,
preferably Championship Edition.
Turbo for me, just saying. Champion Edition is Broken Bison, so I can't really count that as a real game, in all honesty. Sorry.
Well, World Warrior.
Well, nobody even pretends World Warrior exists, man. Nobody even pretends World Warrior exists anymore.
Oh my god.
Well, it's ST or Hyper Fighting, basically, now.
Yep.
Unless you're one of those people that enjoy Rainbow Edition.
Raising my hand right now.
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah.
Not some wacky shit, but yeah.
Now, PuLiRuLa, not just on the Taito collection, it was released on Sega Saturn, PlayStation, and the FM Towns Marty as well. So, if you have any of those systems there, you can get it there too. I like to see the FM Towns Marty version. I'm curious about the soundtrack on the FM Towns, actually, because usually those were quite different, the soundtracks on the FM Towns. But yeah. That's it. Ain't much else to say. PuLiRuLa, Ninja Kids, pretty awesome. And I think we may be done with Taito for a little bit, but I'm sure I'm sure if more Taito stuff's gonna come up. I mean, clearly they're worthy of checking out. And I think we did mention a Ninja Baseball Batman, but you can compare Ninja Kids to that game as another ninja beat 'em up game, and maybe we'll even cover that game on the show as well at some point, because it's, I would say, equally as crazy as both of these games.
Yes.
From Irem.
And when you consider the regular Irem style, it totally stands out.
On the Hardcore Gaming 101 page, they have the related articles under PuLiRuLa. One of them is Trio the Punch, which makes sense. Another one was Ninja Baseball Batman, but then this other one is Electronic Poppy. Do you guys know this game at all?
Never heard of it.
Okay. But it looks weird. In any case, it's a DOS game apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, it has like this character who kind of looks like a blockhead Rayman character or something.
Oh, it's one of those Korean DOS beat 'em ups.
Yes.
There's plenty of them, and some of them are actually really good. Like Macau streamed them a lot a while ago.
Yeah, if you want to see some random games, follow Macau45 on Twitch.
Indeed.
Oh man, and we gotta do a trio. We gotta do a trio of the punch episode, I think, too, at some point. I mean, that's just you got to.
Yep.
With maximum amount of people, so it can just be stupid and out of control.
Yep. We need to get Zaki for that one.
Oh, the Goat Dragon.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's fond of it. I see.
I believe he has the speedrun world record. So.
Oh
Yeah.
really?
He ran it during HDQ, I think.
Okay.
And it was amazing. Like, if you didn't watch that run, you need to fix that because the couch, the runner, and everything about the run was super amazing.
Yeah.
One of the most entertaining runs in this year's HDQ.
Man, it must have been crazy to put out some of these arcade games that were just so far out there. And I mean, PuLiRuLa in particular. Just to really stand out, but you have to wonder how much pressure there was to. I mean, were they allowed to just go full out, or was there could be some pressure to? I don't know, like
Hold back.
yeah, hold back. But it seemed like they were given just full control to do what they wanted to do to make a game stand out. But I mean, you don't really have that anymore. It seems a lot with games today, unless it's an indie game or so. But yeah, that being said, thanks for watching. Thanks you guys for coming on and talking about these games. It was a treat to do a double Taito special. And a couple of unique Taito beat 'em ups.
Yep. Thank you very much for having us. Always a good time here with y'all.
Yep.
Indeed. So,
It was amazing as always.
that being said, this has been Awesome Game Replays number 11, and more to come, I'm sure. So, take care, everyone, and protect your tribal phallus in your house. I guess that was on the mind. So,
And don't stick your big sumo ass anywhere near it. Just saying.
yeah, there you go. And remember, jump and press attack to throw shurikens down. Okay.
And being vulnerable.
And being vulnerable for great justice. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.